Hyperborea. There we are. They can see us. They can hear us.
Oh no, that's 2 mistakes.
I know. It's so terrible. Hey there, party people. Welcome to the goddamn show. You're watching the Defenders of Cobalt, and we're going to be playing some Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. Last session of this, we wrapped up Rats in the Wall. And so we're moving into the Brazen Bowl, the Brazen Bowl, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, I probably did. That's what I get for second guessing. So yeah, we're party's level 2 now. And we're going to kind of pick up, just at a nondescript point in time after the events of the first adventure. But why don't we go through and do some introductions. Tell us who you are, plug your pluggables, and then tell us who you're playing. So we'll go just in order of the template. So we'll start off with Jeff.
Yeah, I'm first. Okay. Jeff, Adventures in Lollygagging. I play role-playing games on the internet, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. We play a regular Monday night game. Right now we're playing Vesson, so Chuck is in that, Dan's in that, Jeremy's in that, Bert's in that. So you can come watch us tomorrow night on twitch.tv/Zweihander-RPG. Every Thursday we play Zweihander. And then on Saturday, we're playing Mutant Year Zero over on twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. So I am playing Egtho, who is like a Viking huntsman. He uses a bow and a big spear. Moderately intelligent, but just stays in the back and shoots arrows as best he can. So yeah.
Very cool. Next down the path is Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a giant nerd. I spend as many nights as possible gaming with these beautiful people. I'm going to be playing Cormac, who bears no similarity to any other known savage berserkers.
Not at all.
There we go.
None.
Next up is Bert.
Hey, I'm Bert, primary GM and host of the podcast of Steam, Steel, and Murder, which can be found at BlueMagic.com, where there are 10 years worth of audio goodness there. And no, I haven't posted anything in 4 months. Let's not bring that up. Also running a Shadowrun game in various systems on the notorious DMG group, which some of these fine fellows here are part of on alternating Sundays. But tonight I am playing Mornith Aelorn, the cleric. Who's not very strong, but he's very dexterous and wise.
There you go. Nice. Swinging down to the bottom row, we got Dan.
Hey, Dan with Defenders of Cobalt. I'm playing Paul AD, the Paladin. He's not actually really great at anything except his charisma scores through the roof, which doesn't really help with anything right now. But, I got a nice little toolkit to work through our dungeoneering tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
There you go. Last but not least is Jake.
Well, I'm Jake with the Defenders of Cobalt, naturally, and I'll be playing a character by the name of Maguyak, who is a humble traveling fisherman, slash shaman, slash medicine man, and we'll see how well his skills fare in a dungeon crawling environment.
There we go. I would also like to point out, I figured out how to put a command in there. So if you hit ! Jake, you'll see that our dear friend Jake here, some asshole carjacked him. Well, not carjacked. They just stole your truck.
Yeah. I was mercifully not present.
Yes. So we're helping Jake out. He's got a GoFundMe to help him, get back on some wheels. So check it out. If you got a little cash, you should throw it that way. It would be great. So
much appreciated.
All right. We're ready to do this thing. So, nondescript, week, month, who knows, after the events of the last little adventure, you find yourselves in the rundown shack of an old, one-toothed elderly woman named Amagi. Amage. I'm glad they give pronunciation. We're just going to call her Maggie.
What's up, Match? How you doing?
she had heard of your daring deeds that you performed for the Silver Eel Tavern, and she managed to arrange this meeting with you all because she desperately needs your help. She would explain that her grandson, Arteros, has gone missing. He's been gone for, a couple of days to a week. She's desperate to find him. He is the only family that she has. And she offers you a brooch. And, at first you're like, why would we want this brooch? But then when you look at it, you realize it is a diamond-studded electrum brooch. So it's going to be worth a pretty penny. So she said, please find my grandson. Bring him back to me. And then that's where we can pick up. So if you have questions.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw him? What was he doing?
Last time I saw him was a week ago. He always goes down to the docks. I don't know what kind of trouble he's getting into, but I know he's a good boy at heart. But last I heard, he was down at the docks, and he was in the company of a strange man with a listing head. So his head's always off to one side. Yeah.
A little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the specifics? How was he taken? When was he taken? What's he look like?
She would explain that, he's young. Let me get you the exact description here.
How do you know for sure he just didn't get in with a bad crowd and went up berserk? And no offense there to our own berserker.
We get a shape-changing Robert Patrick to start asking around. Have you seen this boy?
Wait, let me whip off my sunglasses as I interrogate her.
She would explain, he's kind of dusky skinned. He's got long black hair. He's got some pock marks on his face. Relatively frail. She's like, I'm sure he wouldn't have, he likes the leaf every now and then, but that's, he would never get into anything that would cause him any more trouble than that. And you would know that the leaf is specifically referencing Lotus leaf. Think of it as, like an opium derivative. And you can chew it for effect. You can smoke it. Some alchemists can even grind it down and mix it into other things to create, elixirs and potions of varying effect.
Is it expensive?
Depending on how much you get,
Sure, if you're buying it straight at the docks, it's not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, generally, a dosage usually runs like 5 gold.
Okay.
So for the poor, that's a hefty price.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at. Is
Yeah.
like, so what are their means look like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're living in a hovel. Like there's holes in the ceiling and the walls.
Well, he's doing something to make money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
All
didn't
right.
steal her diamond and electrum necklace to
Yeah.
pay for it. So
That is true.
okay.
Where she's like, he would never, like, I think he goes down and he gets some work down by the docks every now and then. Like, I've heard him talking about, like, moving product before. So he must just be, helping haul crates around.
Okay, drug.
Well, we know how well that goes.
Yeah.
Hauling crates around is dangerous business.
He's frail though, right?
He's frail.
So
How many days
we
missing?
think
A
a
week.
dock worker who's frail. Maybe moving product means something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she know the strange man's name, or is it just all she knows is the listing head?
The listing head, she's like, I think it may be. And she like really ponders for a second. Where is it at? There it is. Like, Zillin, Zelon, Zaloon. So it starts with the Z, like maybe Zoolander.
Okay.
Like she's not real. She's like, I've heard it before. It's something with the Z, and he's got a listing head.
Does he stay here with her?
Her grandson, yeah.
Can we kind of rummage around maybe in his wherever he keeps?
She'll let you do that, no problem.
Okay. So I'm gonna rummage around in his stuff, see if I can find anything that might.
Yeah, do the same thing. See if he's holding. See if he's got any Lotus anywhere. If he's got a stack of money hidden somewhere.
You start kind of digging through his room. I won't push a roll at this point, but yeah, you do find there's a loose floorboard underneath his sleeping mat, and under there is a small metal tin with a couple leaves of Lotus. Specifically, it would be a couple leaves of Black Lotus. Is it Black Lotus?
That's a really expensive card in Magic.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's it is. No, it's Russet Lotus. They find you find a couple leaves of Russet Lotus and a small leather bag with like 7 or 8 gold coins in it.
He's holding out on Grandma, and plus, this is not like chump change for him. He wouldn't probably voluntarily leave without taking this with him.
Yeah. Everyone watching, the screen's going to go a little gray for a second, but it's okay.
Oh my gosh, Chuck's predicting the future again.
Uh-huh.
Oh God, he's right. It happened.
Mm-hmm.
Glitch in the Matrix.
There we go.
Okay. Anything that suggests like correspondence or any signs of like anything that might lead to a specific company down on the docks or something like that?
No, there's really not. Like, he's got ratty clothing. There's no sign of like paperwork of any form. Like, no signs that this family has any literacy to them.
Okay. Fair enough.
And like I said, the only thing out of the usual you find in the room was that loose floorboard. Oh, I will say there was a dagger in there, but it's the blade is nicked and it's got a few touches of rust on it, so it's not well cared for.
Okay. So the nature of his disappearance, I would ask her, like, is this a case of like he just never came home one night?
Yeah.
Or okay.
She would say that like he went out in the evening like he usually does.
Okay.
Was this to work or?
Yeah, and he said he was going to go meet up with some friends and maybe go move some product. But he never came back the next morning like he always does.
Does she know any of his friends?
She does. The only person she's heard a name of is this Zilloon Zwander. Zoolander. She's really not sure on the name, but it's something Z, and he's got a neck that.
Okay, so it sounds like we're pretty much forced into talking to this guy.
Yeah.
So
go
for
go to the
next
docks, start
docks.
slapping people around. See which one of them has a
Grab somebody in the
wobbly
docks. Ask them who's Zoolander. What does he
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
head. Yeah.
You're a gentleman now. You got to be careful. Look at how you're dressed.
Yeah.
You have to play the part. You're already looking the part. Now
Right.
it's time to play it too.
I'm a very sophisticated gentleman. I'm here to help you find your grandson.
You need to hold your pinky out when you. Yeah.
He's drinking his big mug of ale. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I can't do the voice, but hold your pinky out when you make your sounds.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we want to get from her or from here?
I can't think of anything. She's promised us some spicy loot. Seems like he's up to some trouble and is in some trouble.
How? Passing question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Like, where's that brooch is very it's beautiful. Is it a gift from maybe a husband or admirer or something?
It was my mother's. She handed it down to me.
Okay. Just curious if maybe the grandson may have given it to her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ill-gotten
That
goods,
would have been
perhaps.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't leave town.
So y'all want to head to the docks after this?
Other thoughts?
Gosh.
That
I
seems
think
the
that's
thing
a
to do.
reasonable way to go.
Yeah, it seems like the clear lead.
You all make your way down to the docks. It's not too far from the neighborhood that she lives in. How are you searching? What's your plans once you get down to the docks? We'll say you're there, no trouble finding the place.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just take a minute looking for someone whose head is clearly, cockeyed for a minute.
Okay.
We go and find a way to buy some Lotus.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like maybe we subtly inquire about a little Lotus.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that's
is
not-
Lotus illegal or just immoral?
It's immoral.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a, there's not a real strong law present down in the
So
docks.
there might actually be a shop then that you can just buy it from.
Mm-hmm.
You could certainly ask. You would know that it would be pretty, it's not illegal, but,
frowned on.
it's heavily frowned upon, and some churches and some upstanding citizens do take it upon themselves to take actions against, people partaking in the leaf or, selling it or something.
Are there any seedy dive bars down by the docks?
Sure thing. There absolutely is. There's
Is that really your
countless-
scenes though? I feel like you've gone up,
That is true.
Here's the thing. I'm wearing fancy clothes. So what that means is I buy the better alcohol. But I can share the love with the people around me, and then I'll ask them if they know the Crooked Neck Man.
Crooked Neck Man. Okay.
Or those
God.
with a neck.
It's a house on Haunted Hill. Oh jeez.
Oh no.
It's Crooked Neck Lady. It's very frightening. Okay. Do we want to go in there?
Sure.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
You find a kind of the more I don't know, the seedier bar that everyone kind of knows the name of, and the name of this place is called the Rusty Spoon. You head in, and there's a heavy-set woman behind the counter. She's got a filthy rag. It's gray with black spotches on it, and she's kind of cleaning out some mugs, setting them behind the counter. There's all sorts of there's a lot of sailors, crewmen here drinking, maybe dicing. There's a couple, looks like you would probably guess regulars by, they found themselves a comfy place along the bar to kind of slump over and pass out on. As you walk in, though, the woman barks out "Take a seat where you want. I'll get to you in a second."
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you say.
Don't hurt me.
Okay.
Cormac takes a second to debate whether or not he wants us to go behind the bar. That's where he wants to be.
Yeah. What do y'all do? Do you follow her instructions?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we see open seating?
Yeah, there's plenty of tables. There's seats along the bar if you want to go sit up there. All of the tables and the booths, they're in the darker sections where you can kind of hide. They're all taken. So if you want maybe a table kind of in the center or up along the bar.
Makes no difference to me.
Okay. You guys grab a table, have your seat. In just a
My
moment.
feet up on the table because I'm rude.
She starts getting ready to walk out from behind the bar, and she looks at your table, and she sees Maguyak with his feet up, and then she goes back behind the bar, and she comes out with a big wooden ladle.
I will put my feet back under the table.
But then she walks up what do you want? We got ale and grog, some mead. We even got a couple casks of rum I could open up for you.
Ooh, rum.
Yeah, sure. All right, you want a rum? The rest
How
of you
much rum
drinking,
do
or
you
you
have?
wasting my time?
Mead.
Yeah, mead sounds fine.
Take an ale.
Okay. What did you ask there, Cormac?
How much rum do you have?
2 casks. Do you want to buy both of them? Be
How much
3
is it?
gold each.
I'll give you 5.
5 gold for 2 casks of rum.
That's right.
We got a deal, but it's after I charge your friend there for his cup.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Okay. So she pours off. She goes and gets your drinks. She pours off Mornath's rum, and then she hauls these 2 casks, like pony keg size of rum, and sets them down in front of you. She brings the rest of your drinks out. And then she's...
Gotta just get some straws, like some little bendy straws.
Yeah. She's set to go back about her business.
We each just get a garden hose to stick in it.
So, are you going to catch her attention, ask her questions, or are you going to go question people around the bar?
So I feel like I butted her up by spending a lot of money. I'm going to do my detective work on these casks right now.
Did you underbid her on the cost of the rum?
You did.
It's like 3 gold a piece. You gave her 5.
I'm gonna just take a minute, look around, just absorb the atmosphere, see if anyone is dealing on the side, see if looks like anyone is peddling.
Let's see here. I'm gonna pick on a character sheet. I'll pick on Dan's character sheet just so I can see it. Yeah, I'll have you go ahead and give me an intelligence test.
Intelligence, okay.
I don't think there's a test die for that, is there?
There's a
sure
die
is.
right next to all the attributes.
Yeah. So you...
Oh, on the left side. Sure.
Yeah.
I feel.
I was looking for like test of to the right.
No. So yeah, you look around. You don't see any signs of anyone doing any dealing here. Yeah. I mean, if you want more, you may have to directly approach them, or
It's all right. Just checking the easy route first.
Yeah. So yeah, what are you guys doing next?
Is she still near us, or did she go back?
She's walking back to the bar.
Okay.
You could probably wave her back down, or just go up and talk to her directly if you want.
Right. So if we don't see anyone specific, would it be better? This is to the table. Better to ask about the crooked neck man, or just directly ask about Arturos?
Might make sense just to start with the person we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Just see if she's seen him, knows him. Sounds like he, could possibly frequent this place.
Okay. I'll go up to the bar and I'll guzzle the meat and ask for another and have a stack of coins because I still got plenty of change.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, looking for an old friend of mine. His son works around here, I've heard, and I will drop the name Arturos in the description, like long black hair, frail, etc. I heard he works down here a bit,
Yeah, I've seen him around here before. Out here pushing the leaf around. He's not welcome to my bar. I don't want any of them do-right kinds coming around here giving me trouble.
Oh, well, that's not how he was raised. His father's not in the picture, he's a little bit of a troubled kid and whatnot, but it's a shame. It's a shame. Is it just him that's getting into trouble? Is he just running in a bad crowd? Or?
There's a whole group of them, fucking leaf heads. Always hopped up, pushing their wares. You'd probably be better luck. And she gives you kind of rough instructions, to a kind of a rundown crevice of the dock area, where there's a bunch of old, mostly abandoned buildings. Most of them are, dilapidated, kind of collapsing a little here and there. That's usually where they're, because I've had people come around here asking for them because, they owe some money or something like that. That's usually where they can be found.
Ever get violent here or anything like that? Ever mess the bar up at all?
Not them leaf heads, no.
No, okay.
They come in here, they stink the place up. Usually get all hopped up on leaves and pass out.
Sure. Yeah. All right. And then I'll be like, there's another. Another man. Kind of can't remember his name. I got introduced to him one time, but when you talk to people, you forget your name. Like that. You're just not really listening. Kind of head, kind of leans off to the side a bit.
Oh.
Kind of a creepy looking fella.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's Zilzun.
Zilzun. Right.
Yeah.
I knew it was a Z, or if we know what letters are.
Yeah, you'll find him back in that same area.
Yeah.
He's always around, especially when you don't need him.
I guess he kind of runs the group or something, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've been very helpful, and I appreciate that. And I apologize on behalf of my nephew and everything. And I'll drop a couple extra silver on the table, grab an extra mead.
Sure. Yeah, she'll take your coin and give you another cup.
Mm-hmm. And apologies about my friend. He looks back at Mayak. He just doesn't understand how business establishes work.
Yeah. Well, he learned his place proper quick. If not, he was going to get hit with my spoon.
Well, he would have deserved it. That's for sure. And I'll retreat back and fill them in on what.
Pop him in the back of the head on your way back.
Just smack him really quick. I got him for you. But yeah, I'll fill in the leaf heads, proper names, Zilzun, specific area we can go if we want.
Sure.
Yeah, that was some valuable drinking.
Life of adventure, drinking on the job is sometimes a requirement.
Mm-hmm. It's made from honey. It comes from nature.
Yeah.
Just like the leaf, though. As a woodsman, I don't know if I agree with the hate that the lotus leaf gets.
All right.
Yeah,
Medicine
that's what I got.
Used for ill purposes.
That sounds like we're not going to find much else here, judging by her opinion of those sorts of people.
Yeah.
So perhaps we finish up what we can drink and then help you carry your casks of rum to our next stop.
It's going to be the best adventure ever.
Do we want to poke around anyone else here, or are we satisfied with what we got from the bartender or the owner?
Very satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got verification of what the guy's name was.
Yeah,
Zilzun.
Zilzun. There's a bunch of leaf heads. They're not allowed here. They kind of stink the joint up. There's a kind of area by the dock that's a little bit run down that she's pointed me to where they kind of congregate. She actually didn't say they were violent. But apparently Zilzun is kind of like runs the little group or whatever that.
We could see if she could point us to anybody who works at the dock and could tell us if he showed up on that night he disappeared or not. If he was actually working at the dock or not.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, we should do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Look for some beefy chaps down by the dock.
Well, she could possibly point us to someone at the bar, even.
So what? I guess I need to know what exactly are you asking her.
I'm just gonna ask her if she could point us to somebody who works at the dock who might know if they saw him last.
Yeah, she'll point you to a ship that's docked down there. It's called the Burg Breaker. The captain's into all sorts of shady stuff. So if anyone would know where Ardos or Zilzun was, or when they were last seen, it would be the crew of the Burg Breaker.
Okay. Might be worth just seeing if he was actually there or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's go investigate that crew then.
Yeah, you find your way around the docks. You ask here and there, and eventually you get pointed out the Burg Breaker, a big long ship. There's crew actively, not actively. They're there's cargo setting along the dock alongside the ship, and it looks like the crew's kind of on a break. They're setting up on the deck of the ship. They got some crates around and set up as a crude table, and you can see they're playing cards of some kind.
Okay. Maybe we can walk up to them and ask them if they know this gentleman of ours.
Sure. Are you taking the lead on that, Dan?
I can, yeah.
I'll back you up.
You are a paladin. You're super charming.
Very charming.
My character is just not me.
Well, that's not true.
I don't know about
Yeah, they're
that.
sitting there playing cards. Dan walks up and just sets down a full house. You owe me some information.
It's not even the right card back. What do you? You can't bring your own cards to the game.
They're just hand drawn.
Yeah. This is a picture of a house. What are you doing?
How about a deck full of aces?
Oh.
Yeah.
How much does that win me?
It depends on if this is Dark Trails or not.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you head up onto the ship's dock. The crew kind of stops their game and they give you a look. Are you here to pick up something?
No, we're just looking for somebody who has gone missing recently, and we heard they might have been working on the docks last time they were seen. Just checking to see if they actually made it to the docks or not.
Well, you got a name? I don't know everyone on the docks. You know, I'm not a mind reader.
I forgot his name already, because that's how good I am.
Arturos, young lad, and I'll give the description too. Kind of peeking.
Oh, him. You see his buddy Zilzun. You remind him that he still owes me some gold for the last box I got him.
Okay.
Not a good reputation to take it.
Well, I'll just say this. If the captain catches him before that gold gets paid, they're going to have a real bad time.
Let's see.
I'm trying. How long ago was it that they?
Like a week.
A week. So when was it that you last saw them?
I don't know. Maybe 10 or 12 days ago.
So even further back then.
Yeah.
So they said they owe money. They owe you money still, right?
Yeah.
Can I inquire what it is that Zilzun undertaken from you?
They kind of look between each other, and you can tell they don't want to come right out and say it. Whatever it is they're chewing over, they don't want to just put it right out there. But
Do either of them have a cup nearby?
Yeah.
I'll start pouring
tip
some
a
rum in
little.
it.
Nice.
Oh,
That's nice.
and they're some leaf. Captain brings them leaf, sells them for $20 a box, or 20 gold a box.
How many boxes is he behind?
He's behind 2 boxes. He owes 40 gold.
Took it on credit.
He took on credit. Last time the captain showed up with 8 boxes, and he only had enough gold for 6.
You know who he normally supplies? Who's his clientele?
I don't know that. That's not our business. Captain brings them a leaf. He gives them coin. Captain shares that coin out with us.
Seems fair.
Would we have an idea about how much leaf is in one of these casts? Like you're saying, you know what I mean?
I would probably say they could give you a rundown that each one of these boxes maybe holds like 2 or 3 pounds of, dried and rolled lotus leaves.
So it's a decent chunk.
A lot more than he had tucked away in the house.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just definitely distribution stuff just going on. Okay.
All right. I don't know that it brings us any closer to finding them, but it does give us a little more information at least.
Okay.
So,
anyone think of anything else to ask them?
Where do you usually do business with these gentlemen?
Say that again, Jake.
I said, where do you usually do business with these gentlemen?
They come to us.
right here on the dock.
Right here on the dock.
Yeah.
It's straightforward enough.
Zilzun shows up with some of his cronies and grabs the box, gives the gold, and away they go.
Take it you haven't seen any of them recently then?
No.
Not a one? All right.
If you had to say, do his cronies look like they're fairly salty or they puny little girly men?
They all have a real good chuckle at that. Like, they're definitely the puny little twerps.
Good.
Little twerps. I'm gonna hold that to Chuck when he throws like 20 guys at us. I'm like, hey, listen, they're puny little twerps, so there should be like one-shotting these guys. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that
Unless-
works for
yeah.
me.
Unless we wanted to push specifically to the captain to see if the captain knows more, like that's probably much we're gonna get out of them. I think.
Well, it sounds
TM.
like they,
Does he have any idea where? Well, I guess he doesn't have any idea of where he lives because he would have already gone to inquire.
Right.
and sounds like they've seen them even less recently than they went missing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we still got the lead that the rundown place near the docks with all the broken down buildings.
Yeah.
Inquire about.
so we can head on that way.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Fair enough. Let's do it.
So you head down to this neighborhood. It's definitely one of those neighborhoods in town, kind of like how we explained in Rats in the Wall. There's large portions of this giant city that are unoccupied. Still haven't had anyone move back in. And this would definitely be one of those areas. But it's kind of as you start looking through, kind of walking down the streets, you start getting this real kind of intensely fruity smell that kind of catches you by the nose.
Perhaps we're heading in the right way.
You
Is
do
that-
want to
Yeah,
We're
is
gonna
that the
take it
smell of Lotus? Is like,
Yeah.
is it fruity? Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna toucan Sam our way over.
Yeah. I'll let you.
Follow your nose.
Toucan Sam. You follow your nose, and eventually you come across a building with a greasy-haired man who's kind of dressed in like what looks like might have been at some point finer kind of merchants, clothing, but they're soiled. They've got stains all over them.
Fellow gentlemen.
And you see this man. I've shared a picture in Roll20 for all of you. With his head crooked to the side, smoking on this pipe with this thick plume of sweet smoke. And as you see him, he calls out like, good day, good masters. Can I interest you in purchasing a sheaf or two of the magical lotus leaf?
Of course.
I have a surplus of this magic, enchanted, wonderful plant, and
crap. We should have asked what kind of lotus was in the chests.
yeah.
Like there's different. We did.
Oh.
Well,
Not in the. Okay.
you asked what kind you found
yeah,
in the dude's stash in the apartment, which was the
Yeah.
the russet.
the russet. But he would immediately start going on like, I unfortunately have a little bit of debt that I need to pay, so I'm willing to part with some of my my leaf at a bargain price just for you.
Never do business with a man's name that I don't know.
Zilzun is my name, good friend.
Oh, yes, Zilzun. Zilzun. Don't we know someone that's done business with Zilzun, guys? What was the kid's name?
Arturos, of course.
Yeah, Arturo.
Yes, Arturos. Yes, I know him. Yes, he's inside. Why don't you come in? We'll have some leaf, relax
Perhaps
a little
we
bit,
can,
and I'll go get him for you.
Got a deal.
Yes.
Do
Maybe
we have is there a bullshit like roll you can do in Astonishing Swordsmen? Sorcery?
I would call
Like
it a
other
wisdom check.
things? Okay.
Yeah.
I willingly fail that check.
Yeah.
Success right on the dot.
Yeah, you definitely like.
I got a one.
He's flighty, man. He's sketchy as shit. He's overly eager. Well, look at the two of you, Mornath and Maguyak. But yeah, all three of you pass. Oh, so does Dan.
I got super good success.
Oh,
damn,
shit.
man.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely up to something. Like, but he's like, yeah, come in. We'll have some leaf. I'll go get him for you. It's great. He's inside. And then maybe we can come out with, you know, a deal. I can sell you some leaf. I've got plenty. And, you know, coins will be exchanged and, everyone have a great time. Yeah. Come on in.
This sounds like everything's going to work out really good.
It's going to be great. Absolutely great.
That's amazing.
So, do you take him up? He starts he turns around and walks into the door that he's leaning on into this old building. And he kind of gives you a little head nod to the best of his ability to follow him.
Is it like a 2-story building?
Yeah, it's a 2-story building. And but the majority of just looking at it, you can see probably half of the second story has the walls crumbled and fallen out into the street.
I might take some of my gauze bandage and jam a little in my nose so that I can not smell it so bad.
Sure.
I don't think Mr. Paladin should be getting in on this.
Could be.
It's true.
So yeah.
I don't really want to partake.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'll look to the group. I mean, are we going in? I suppose. I mean,
Yeah, wary, but in.
aware. Yeah, aware.
Warily will go in.
Yeah, I'll pull my tunic up from under my armor and put it up over my nose to block out the smoke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you follow him in.
Keeping a very hawkish eye as we go.
Yeah. Wait, it's for the best because as soon as you enter in, you definitely see that you've walked into a very fucked up situation. There's a small fire burning out of an old I don't even know, think of a large walk or something like that. And there's a fire built into it, and it's starting to die out. But there's a man sitting next to it on the ground, hugging his knees, just rocking back and forth. You see 2 men on the ground. One of them, you're not sure if they're alive. They're face down, spread eagle on the ground. Unconscious at best, dead at worst. You see there is another man slumped over against an old moldy wall, and he's got several slash marks across his chest, and he's sitting in a pool of his own blood. And finally, you see sitting on a large crate kind of in the center of this room is a man who's just completely nude, sweating, waving a bloody dagger around. And as soon as you come in, he starts yelling as Zilzun. Initially, he tries to calm him down, but then he realizes, and he kind of starts backing up into a corner of the room. But this man's on this large crate. It's a large crate, maybe 5 feet on all sides, and he's yelling "No one passes Nightall! No one! This crate is not to be budged. Even look at it. Don't you look at it!" And he points his knife towards you guys. If you even look at this crate, you're gonna suffer the same fate as Dillmore over there. And he points at the dead man in the corner who's bleeding out. So turn around so you can't see the crate.
If you don't stop pointing that blade at me, I'll force you to eat Dillmore. You knock it off right now.
Wait a minute. Isn't that Dillmar over there? And I point to a completely different person on the other side of the room.
And he whips around and looks to where you're pointing.
I'm throwing my boomerang at him.
Please.
Awesome.
Please make me that attack roll.
Is the kid anywhere to be seen?
You don't see anyone else in here. You see the dude rocking by the fire who doesn't match the description. You see the dude lying sprawled out on the floor who may or may not be alive. There's the dude who's definitely dead, slumped against the wall. And there's the dude that just is getting a boomerang chucked at him.
Where did Zilzun go? Is he still...
He's still in the corner of the room.
Okay.
kind of trying to disappear for the moment. Jake,
I will keep an eye on him.
all right,
Yeah,
that 15 does not hit.
Oh well, it clatters against the wall.
Yeah, you whip the boomerang at him. It hits the wall. He takes a second to kind of process what happens, and he leaps off the crate. We're at initiative.
Okay.
So,
Shit, sorry.
who's rolling your initiative?
It was a good thought.
Chuck, I really wanted to shoot the guy that was on the ground, rocking, hugging himself. I'm like, I'm gonna learn from Hammer, and I'm just gonna shoot him. I did last night.
Yeah, I
never
don't.
know.
I don't think it was the wrong decision.
I think so.
I'm gonna roll a
Good.
d6. Is that who's got the highest agility?
I think it was Jake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
McGee
had
Alright.
18 because
does.
I had 17. Yeah.
All right, I rolled a 5. Jake, would you please roll?
Also a 5.
What's your agility score?
18. Or, dexterity 18.
Yeah, dexterity. Okay, you win. This dude's got a 12, so party gets to go first. So let's see here. Where's my mouse? All right, Egtho, what are you going to do on your turn?
So does it look like he's leaving? Is you said Zilzun's trying to hide? Is he trying to hide, or is he like actively trying to leave?
You get initially when there was just a knife being waved around, he was trying to hide. But as soon as kind of like the boomerang got thrown, you definitely kind of see him tense up and start shifting towards the door.
Okay.
You definitely get a strong feeling that he's about to run.
Like
So
a different door.
I will move and then attack with a net. I will
Okay.
try to throw my net
Nice.
on him. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Paul Dean.
If anything, I kind of want to just block the door.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you do move to get to the door, and then defend or whatever it is.
Yeah.
All right. Mornath.
You said the one was obviously dead, and there's someone kind of just shaking.
Yeah, sitting next to a fire, just rocking.
All right, I am gonna go check on that person,
Okay.
see if they are well or not.
Okay. So I'll put you down. Move, then check. Then Maguyak.
I'm gonna move up to crazy man with a knife and try to take him down with a war club.
Okay. Move, then attack. And then finally, Cormac. I keep wanting to call you McCormick tonight.
Nice. Okay. That's okay. Now I'm going to follow suit with Maguyak.
Okay. So then, let's see. Dude with the knife. He is going to move and then also attack. And then Zilzun. He's just going to try and run. And then the other two. Okay, so you all get the first move. So, Egtho, you run up to, where were you running up to?
I want to get on Zilzun, and so I'll move up onto Zilzun. If there's an obvious way that he might be running, I'll try to intersperse myself between.
Yeah,
him and
you
where he was
move
running.
right where he's trying to.
Okay. And I got my net ready for
Okay.
second phase.
All right. Paula Dean, you run right over to the door and kind of frame up in it. Mornath, you
To help me push people around with. So
Mornath, you move over to the guy who's rocking there. And then Egtho and Cormac, you move up to your attack position. Then on their first phase, Zilzun, Egtho, you put yourself right in the way. You kind of stumble him up, and he starts trying to move around you. So that's his turn. And then the guy with the dagger moves right up with Maguyak and Cormac. So, second phase. What do we got? First, we got melee attacks. So that would be Maguyak and Cormac. There it is, yeah. So yeah, it'll be you two and then Jeff. and then Bert. So, attackers attack.
I defer to Maguyuk first. He's definitely faster.
Okay.
Alrighty, here we go.
Ooh,
That 4 is a solid hit.
nice.
And that damage does not drop him, but it does put some hurt on him. Oh, and Cormac, you just cleave this dude in two. So then,
I like to think that I knocked his head to the side.
oh
And
yeah,
then as his head came to the side, the choppa came in and...
there you go.
Gave a little extra momentum.
Some teamwork
Yeah.
there.
I'm gonna look wherever the hell I want to look. Don't
yeah.
tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
Egtho, you want to net this dude?
Okay, so that's not. I'm getting a syntax error when I roll it.
That's okay.
Cause it might be because there's no damage on it. Let me see. Let me try this again.
I mean,
There we go. Yeah, it's because it doesn't do damage. It hits
Okay.
AC -6.
holy
That's
shit.
amazing.
Go
He
ahead.
gets an avoidance save.
Okay. No.
Okay. So then basically he is prone. He's effectively prone because there's like weighted balls at the end of the ropes. So he's prone on the ground. He can try to do an extraordinary feat of strength to get out. He
Okay.
can try to cut if he's intelligent and if he's got his mind about him. And that could take like it could take 2d4 rounds of cutting will open it. And then otherwise, if he's intelligent, he can get out from under it without cutting.
Okay.
In like 1d6 or 2d6 rounds. So
Okay.
he can get out.
He can. I don't think he's going to get the chance to
Okay.
do that before you. So, Dan, you saddle up into the door and you're blocking the door to this place.
Yep.
Mornath, you move up to this guy. Are you a cleric?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your, what is it, a wisdom test in this to do kind of a basic health check?
Sure. I can do that.
Or I would probably be, your spell casting is based on wisdom, isn't it?
Yes.
I would call it a wisdom test then, yeah. If that's what
All right. Well, that's what I rolled.
Okay,
so
cool.
There we go.
He is suffering from almost an overdose of the leaf. He's not present, mentally. You can see he's intense sweating. He's running a fever. He's got some shivers going through them. Eyes are totally, dilated. And he's unresponsive to any kind of verbal input you give to him.
Do I know anything about so this stuff is smoked, right?
Usually it's either chewed or smoked.
Chewed or smoked. Right. I'm gonna get this guy up, make him, stick a arm over my shoulder and walk him around, get him moving, get his system running to try and purge the stuff faster, get his lungs working.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can spend a few moments kind of working with him, and it'll at least bring him, a little more, make him a little more present about where he's at and what's going on. You would feel fairly confident that he's not at the risk of death at the moment. He's probably, already done permanent damage to his health because of this stuff.
Right, but I'm thinking we need living witnesses. So I want to try and get some of this purged out of him. So walk him around, get him sweating, get him breathing heavier.
Okay.
Try and move it through
Run
him.
some water through him, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah. You can spend some time. Alex, I will not. You spend some time and he starts coming to a little bit. So, while Mornath is working to, recover a witness, what are the rest of you doing? You've got Zilzun captured in a net. He starts pleading for his life. He's like, please, I didn't want to do any of it. Like, I didn't have a choice.
Who's they?
And what?
Yeah.
The people who live downstairs.
Keep going, son. You got more to say. Who are these people living downstairs? What were they looking for you to do? And where the hell's our friend Arturos?
I sent him downstairs too. They make me collect, find easy, targets, people who like to leaf a little too much. And then they take, I don't know what they do with them. They pay me in gold. They give me, enough money to buy all the leaf I want, and they take them downstairs.
Well, obviously they don't pay you well enough because you got a bit of a debt, but we'll get to that later. Who are they? What do they look like? What do they do?
I don't know all of their names. Their leader is named Quan, but they're all burnt. They've got scars all over them, like real bad burns.
Who are these other men here?
Customers.
Were you planning to send all of them downstairs?
Probably.
Even the dead one?
No, they don't want dead ones.
Does anyone
What's
who
in
go
the
down
box?
ever come up?
I was about to say, Cormac is already trying to open the box because the dude told him not to.
The crate?
The crate, you would open it and it would be loaded with smaller boxes of leaf.
Okay.
Dang.
Tell me what to do.
But he would say like, no, you got to move the box.
Oh, underneath is the way down.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so it's right underneath.
Yeah. So you push the box to the side, and you see it's a crude ladder, and it goes like 40 feet straight down.
Sounds familiar. Does anyone who goes down ever come back up?
Just Quan and his, some of the other people with him.
When do they come up?
They'll come up to get people that I've got up here.
Okay. And how do you let them know that you've got people to
They come in, they
Take.
check every night.
every night? Okay.
I'll toss a coin down, and then they
Kind of coin.
just any coin.
Okay.
How much longer till time for them to check?
Usually they come around like midnight.
Okay.
Do we want to try and jump them when they come up?
I mean,
That's
that
what I'm
seems
thinking.
the reasonable.
Or
Toss
hell,
a
just push
coin.
him back down the ladder.
Yeah. How many come up?
Usually just one or two.
Just wondered. Okay. All right. And Arturos, you sent him down there.
Mm-hmm.
And how long ago was that?
Maybe a week ago.
Why have you not paid the captain for the goods?
I kind of spent the money.
On?
These fine clothes I got. Like, I need to look nice.
Hookers
I
and blow.
understand
Got
that.
it.
Hookers and blow. I mean, that's what it is.
I'm sure.
Sometimes a man needs to put his best foot forward. I get it.
Yeah.
Who else is in this house right now?
Just us. There's no one upstairs. Just and he would point out the man that Mornath was helping out. His name is Ray.
All right.
So-
You've never been down there.
I've never been down there.
What do they look like? You said they're all scarred up. They got any
Yeah.
clothes on anything to?
They wear like red robes, and some of them have weird masks that look like cows.
That's
Now,
weird.
the box that had all the leaf in it, that's not what the captain gave them. Because he
He
said it was.
Inside the large crate are the smaller boxes.
Okay, it is then. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And there is, the captain gave them 10, and there's 5 of those smaller boxes in there.
Okay.
Could any of us make some sort of like religion type check to see if we could put together anything from red robes, masks, cow masks?
Yeah.
Kind of curious about that too.
Not sure who's good at that. But.
Sure. Probably your cleric might be good too. I'll just call that I would probably call that an intelligence test.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, absolutely. Thama
What do you see,
Gorga.
guys?
Thama Gorga is there's a deity, and I don't actually have this info on Thama Gorga right in front of me, but a deity with strong affiliation with bulls, and they're known for a very specific form of sacrifice, and that's through the use of what's called a brazen bull.
Oh no.
And for those of you who don't know, it's a large, metal bowl that they put people inside of, and then they move it over a fire, and they
Turn them into people soup.
they cook them.
Do they eat them, or is it just sacrifice?
Just sacrifice.
Okay.
It's very greasy inside the
I
brazen.
bet that's
Eating's the hobby. I mean, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that we just don't want to be wasteful.
right.
Really.
It's like
Okay. All right. Well, shit. I'm pretty sure Arturos is probably.
Well, here's what's going to go on here. We are going after our friend. You're going to stay here so that everything looks on the up and up. And we'll clear your debt with the captain.
okay.
Deal?
Yeah, I'll take that. So Thama Gorga, Bert, you would have picked up this deity of evil associated with Hades, demonism, torture, slavery, violence, war, and bloodletting.
And fast food.
And fast food. They manifest as a heavily armored demon warrior who wields a flaming two-handed scimitar, wears a great horned helm that obscures the features of blackness.
I'm talking directly at our berserker when I'm telling this part of it.
Yeah.
In this corner, it's 7'9", 500 pounds.
Just drooling in anticipation. When you start talking about the flaming two-handed sword, it's just.
In the Celts, for a while, had a specific name for Thama Gorga that translated to the Horned One, which is where a lot of the symbolism with like bulls ties into.
Just think, if you had that sword, you could just slide your meat right down on it. It'll cook it. Have a shish kebab right there.
It's a Shiska sword.
100%.
Sell a cow and be ready to eat it right away.
Oh yeah, like just think, you always would have toast when you cut your bread.
Yeah.
Be amazing. Someday I'll retire, start my own restaurant. Steaks ready for you.
You just
So-
cut the steak right off and it's already cooked.
I'll have a steak. I want it medium.
So
That's how it's cooked.
yeah, so run me through that deal with Zilzun. He agreed to it. He's not gonna give you grief over this, and
He's going to stay here for it to look good. We can all pretend to be slumped over and intoxicated.
and in exchange, you're gonna cover his debt. Yeah,
Yeah.
And not kill him.
yeah,
His debt was, what, 40 gold? 20 per?
yeah. It was 40 gold.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, of course, we're going to take the leaf too, but
Right. I mean, you do what you gotta.
Is there? You said it's the second story. Is there like a balcony that overlooks this room, or is it kind of enclosed?
You can actually look from the floor above. There's enough large holes in the floor
You could
that
just be up there and look
you
down.
could, not only could you see through, it's probably some spaces that are large enough that you could like leap down if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that
Why don't
I would look up for a perch, like if
Yeah.
we're gonna set up a little thing here.
okay.
I was going to say, why don't some of us pretend to be inebriated, let them
Exactly.
take us, and then the others can follow?
I'd like
Do
to
you
know
want to be
what
taken,
the
or are we
OD...
just going to jump the guy when he comes up here?
Oh, when they get close enough, that's when we jump them.
I mean, it's depending on how extensive the network is down there. I mean, it would be good if they just dragged us along because they know the way, we don't, and
That is
the
also
rest can
true.
follow.
Yeah, it could be pretty disadvantageous for whoever's getting hauled, though.
Maybe.
I'd
So,
like to know what the ODing fellow is ODing on.
Russet Leaf.
Russet Leaf. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I would ask Zilzoon.
Yeah, they would freely provide that.
Alright. I just want to get familiar with the effects of it in case I encounter it in the future.
So we basically have two choices. We either do that a couple of people get taken and we follow, or we jump them, capture them, question them, see if we can get anything out of them.
Certainly merits to both.
Yeah, my fear is if they're zealots, we're not going to be able to take them alive or get information out of them.
Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't expect it. People doing this stuff in secret, they're tending to do it for a specific reason, and that reason trumps even their own lives. Not that I would know from experience.
That's true.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not a master of subtlety. I'm not sure how helpful I'll be at the first option.
Yeah,
Well-
because it's like if they take us, it's not like they're gonna let you take your weapons.
Yeah, that's what I would suggest. I mean, I'm already stripping down. I'm taking off my armor and shield. I'll be bait, if nothing else. I mean, if it looks like it's possible we can just take them, then I don't have to be taken. But
Yeah.
I can make a convincing bait.
Otherwise, we can haul your gear for you.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty stealthy.
Pile it up
so I
on my
could do a
shield.
follow, you know?
All right. I'm going to say...
Keep a couple of hidden daggers on me. Other than that, I'm going to strip down to
So we'll
regular
have
clothes.
you and Shaky Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're...
and the rest of us can follow.
Mornath, you're playing possum here. We're going to have
I'm
Eggtho.
going to give you a piece of chalk, too.
Okay. Yeah.
To mark, nice.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's a good idea. So yeah, you're going to be the bait. Everyone else is going to hide, and then follow once they take Mornath. So why don't we go
And the other
ahead-
guy that's jittery. So there's like two of us here to make it worth their while, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So I would be really tempted to make you all roll stealth checks. But we know how that would go for some of you. Eggtho would ace it and the rest of you would be questionable. But you are taking quite a bit of time to prepare for this. So what I would say is Eggtho is going to roll the stealth check.
And he can...
So your agility.
ranges.
Make it
I
look
mean,
pretty. Hide
dexterity.
the body, you know, throw some straw over the
Right.
blood, make
Yeah.
everything look normal.
Or you got skills with stealth stuff, don't you?
I have like literally hide. I'm not sure how this stuff works. Like hide, it's like as an so it's like 5 and 12 or something. I'm not sure what that means. And then there's like move silently 5 and 12.
So
Those
what
are my
that
class
means
abilities.
is that when you roll 5 and 12, when you roll a d12,
Mhm.
if it's 5 or less, you succeed.
Okay.
So if you want to roll your hide, and I'm going to say this check is going to apply for everyone
Okay.
as you help everyone hide.
5 and 12 seems like low. That's
It
like less than
does.
It is.
right?
Why don't, well, there's no good. Let me look at your character sheet.
I mean, it's as thief of equal level, and of equal level, it should be 5 and 12. So
I mean, just like,
yeah.
Actually, that's not bad considering if you were relying purely on Dex, it's 1 and 6.
That is true.
Okay. Fair enough. Let me double check really quick to make sure I didn't go
Actually,
up.
no. What is your Dex?
My dex is
Ooh.
17.
So
Actually, no. You're 4 and 6, just as a straight.
Yeah.
I would like to point
That's-
out that you're very specifically outdoors.
Yeah, I was just reading the same thing. So
So-
it's actually 3
Yeah.
and 12 if it's a non-wilderness.
And
Yeah.
some thief abilities, you do get to add your dex modifier to that chance. So, like, your hide would be a base 5, but you've got, what, a +2 from your dex?
I have 17 dex, so whatever
I
that
think
mod
that's a
would be.
2 because
So
you
you'd
don't
have
get
a
to
7 out
three
of
until you're an
12.
18.
Yeah, well,
So
you
it's
got it. So
7
it's going to come back to 5 and 12
Okay.
because you got 2
Yeah.
from your dex, and you
Okay.
lose 2 for being in an urban area.
Okay.
So just go ahead, roll me a d12, and if it's 5 or less, you succeed.
Channel your inner Dan.
Double checking one thing really quick. All right. Sorry. Oh boy.
Or maybe
Come on.
don't. I'm not sure.
Come on, Dan. You can do this.
You can do it.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, baby.
Right on.
So Egthos goes around and he helps the rest of you hide. And Egtho, you get a real good vantage point from above where you're.
Gonna put a lamp.
Hidden.
I
shade
just put a towel over top of Cormac.
up. Yeah.
It's like a bird. Just go to sleep. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So it approaches midnight. Zul'Zan opens up the hatch to the ladder, the hole leading down. He tosses, a copper coin down there. And then he goes and stands in the back corner of the room. And maybe 10, 15 minutes later, you can hear sound coming up from the pit. As 2 figures in, these heavy, hooded robes climb up. They go over to Mornath and Ray, and they lash some ropes around you, and they start working together to lower you guys down the pit.
Just go limp, act like, I'm
Yeah.
completely out. Yeah.
So you 2 get dropped down the pit, and they climb down after you. Now, Mornath, what you would see is as they're dragging you through here, it's a series of like natural tunnels underneath that they're dragging you through. What are the rest of you doing?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I've got the chalk in my hand.
You're gonna keep
And
it.
so any time that there's, like, if we're turning a right or left, I mark that wall.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we're following, but since it's a big, long ladder, I think we obviously have to wait for them to get down and
Yeah.
disappear before we get on the ladder.
Okay.
And then I think we're following.
So
Yeah.
sure, you all get down. And I'll say this: Mornath has done a fine job leaving chalk markings to signal the direction that you took. You snake through this long series of tunnels.
I knew chalk would be a good idea.
Yeah, it's just a good idea.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That was great.
You
See, I had charcoal, which would have been a bad idea because look for this black marking in this dark dungeon.
yeah. So Mornath, you kind of, you're not really able to like look around as freely as what you could if you were walking, but you kind of get a feel. You do kind of enter one larger chamber, and as they drag you through, you can see there's dried blood stains on the ground and kind of on the lower walls around it. And right at that point, it then opens up into a like an old temple. It goes from like natural cave to like, exactly like what you saw in the basement of the silver eel.
This whole city was built on ancient evil.
Yeah, that's
I prefer when
Lots of
cities are built on rock and roll.
so.
Yeah.
You all I'm trying to look at. Let's see. Jeff, why doesn't Egtho give me a tracking test? I'm going to call this we're going to go with like I don't want to do the 10-2 because you're not.
It's not, we're
Yeah,
in caves.
but you've got Mornath giving you marks. We're going to call it a 6 and 12.
Oh god, 50-50. Whether we save Mornath or not.
Okay, yeah. So here's what happens. Mornath, they drag you into this chamber and they lead you up to this huge, like, bronze statue, this large woman with this huge
They're like getting
staff.
right to it already.
What's that?
You're getting right to it already.
Well, no. This is a large woman with her hand held out flat. And Mornath, you watch the first cultist slice his hand and put some blood into the palm of this thing. The second cultist pulls out a dagger, slices their hand, puts some blood into the hand of the statue. They lean down to Ray and they kind of like hoist him up, slice his hand, and drop some blood onto it. And it's as the rest of you enter into this chamber, like poke your head through this chamber, you see Ray get lifted up and they move a dagger across him and then they drop him to the floor. And then they start reaching down. It's still in his hand. But from your vantage point, you just see dagger and blood. So, interpret that as you would. But then you see them pick up Mornath. And they've got a dagger in hand as they're kind of starting to hoist him up.
You said we weren't certain where he was cut, or we
Not certain
were
where he
certain.
was cut.
You're not certain. Yeah, you're not. I'm just saying you're maybe like 40, 50 feet from him. It's dim, and
Yeah.
they've kind of got their backs to you.
Is it go time?
That's
How
the
many are
question.
there in here again? There's
There you see
her and
two. You see the giant metal statue.
Okay.
You see the two. We're gonna call them cultists, and then Mornath and Ray.
Okay. Are there any other places between us and them and 40 feet? Like we can go like, we're going to sneak to this pillar and then we're going to sneak to that pillar.
Wait a second. I just remembered something. Thank you, Jeff.
You have a map.
I have a map.
Ooh.
Let me.
Gosh. Did we
Oh,
go
you guys
time?
are still on the map for Rats in the Walls. I forgot to move that.
Well, it had the same ship, so it actually worked out pretty well in the docks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see the part that's revealed. Let me get the reveal areas. So they took you through. Oh. That path. One of these days I'm going to learn how to do like dynamic lighting and like with walls and stuff.
We can get up there and we can ask him, where are the other druggies going?
Goddamn, we
Oh,
So glad you guys had...
I know.
we,
That's such a good idea.
we missed on that golden opportunity so much.
Oh, man.
hang on a second. Let me figure out what I'm doing.
Missed opportunity to hang someone over the edge of the building.
Where are the other drugs going? Swear to me.
You don't like falafel?
Swear to Gold Baby.
So why he's doing this? Like, are we guys? Are we pulling the trigger?
I mean, maybe looking at the map will help us get a better idea if we try to stealth around a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, all the important parts are revealed. You all find yourself. So the party is hiding here in kind of the entrance of this large chamber. Okay. And you see in the center of this chamber where the star is, that's where Mornath and the cultists are. Gotcha. That star is the huge statue. And you can see there's these kind of columns between you, and you're kind of peeking around, looking past the columns at this, essentially all you could, whatever they're doing with the dagger and this weird statue. So Mornath, I would like also to give you the opportunity. You don't know that the party is there. would
But
you?
I also don't want my blood mingled with the right. So as he picks me up and goes to cut me, as quietly as possible, but so that he can hear me, I cast command and tell him to freeze.
Oh, that's exciting. Go ahead and cast that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good move right
So
there.
I think it's just he may get a save. Let me look it up real quick.
I've got it right here. The caster ensorcels the target of this spell with a single word of command. A word of the victim is compelled to obey. The caster and the victim must understand the same language. Okay. If commanded, and it goes to the next page.
Creatures above average intelligence, 13 or plus, as well as 6 hit stride or more, are allowed a sorcery saving throw. Otherwise, it happens.
Now we get to
So-
learn if smart cultists or not.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
And you could just command me to do whatever you want. I have like an 8 int.
Yeah.
Take out the garbage. Wash these clothes.
Intelligence of 12
Aha!
with less hit dice.
Then 6. Yep.
So, and command only affects one target.
One target.
So you pick. Which one are you picking? The guy who's
The
more
guy that's
lifting
going
you.
to cut me because
Okay.
I don't want to be cut.
So yeah, the guy with the dagger
choice.
just hard locks all of a sudden, and that lasts for 1 minute.
Awesome.
Well, that's probably time enough for us to.
Now, Bert,
Close
I
in.
would like you to roll me a stealth test, an agility test.
Dex,
Why don't you actually? The
Yeah,
way we always.
They freeze.
I always end up relying too heavily on the little, D20 thing next to it. We can go and do that. The way this, if I'm correct, the way the stats in this, the tests in this game are supposed to work is you roll a D6 and I assign a number that you have to hit under based on your skills.
All right, well, I've got a dex of 15, so I think I am.
Pretty
You're doing a dex feat, I guess, is what it's called in this.
Yes.
Feat of dexterity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So with a 15, I'm at 3 and 6, so 50-50.
Yeah.
I make it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, no, there it is.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, the other cultist doesn't pick up what you're doing, and so the cultist is Rog, what are you doing? And he kind of reaches over and like taps Rog on the face, and Rog doesn't even blink, doesn't flinch, just frozen magically, and Rog slumps you to the ground, Mornath,
Yeah,
completely.
I go with it. Yep.
Completely unaware of there's some magical effect going on. How are you all going to capitalize on this?
Is
I
the
think-
woman responding at all?
No, the statue currently isn't doing anything.
Oh, okay,
feel-
never mind.
and
I
the-
keep thinking it's a woman, but it's a statue of
Yes.
a woman. I'm just being stupid.
That's okay.
Don't mind me.
So there are 2 cultists in here, basically.
Yes, 2 cultists in here, and you can see the cultists. They didn't cut Mornath. They just dropped him back to the ground, and one cultist seems to be inspecting the other one.
I think it's time for us to like.
Time to go time.
I kind of want to just jump on that dude while he's busy inspecting the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Net. Remember net?
So, I'll tell you what. He is completely
Net them
unaware.
both. Can you net them both?
I don't know if I can net them both.
I
but do
would
we
say
need to.
probably not.
Yeah.
But
it's a 10-foot diameter of the net, so I'd probably say just one person.
yeah. So I'll say this: you guys have a round of surprise. I'll let all of you go through one full round of action first.
I'd definitely like to try and net them first.
So let's start with the person way up front. Mornath, what are you going to do?
Well, I don't know they're there, so I'm still just playing.
Okay.
dead.
So you're going to play dead.
Yep.
All right, Egtho, what's your intention on this free round?
If you're telling me to net them, that means I have to run up though, because it's a
Okay.
very
Well,
short
if you're not
range.
comfortable with that, that's fine. So,
I just feel like we need one. We only really need one, right?
that's true.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. The
We
one
Yeah,
probably
so-
only need
I'm just gonna. I mean, at this point, since we're in the caves and actually in combat mode now, I probably have my bow out. So
Yeah, that's fair.
and I'm firing at whoever's moving down there.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
fire.
Fire. Cormac.
I would run in and take a swing.
All right. Pauladine.
I'll probably also attack the one that's inspecting the
So
person.
move, then swing, and then Maguyak.
I too will move and swing.
Now, also, Jake, I'll say you picked up your boomerang.
Right.
All right, so we're going to say that melee, missiles, magic, and movement is the order. So, Egtho.
Okay. So first shot.
Ooh,
Its AC is 0.
AC 0. Let's see what this does. You drop him.
Okay.
We're gonna get up there just to have nothing to do.
Right in the
Be
neck.
like,
I'm still chopping him.
good shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Egtho drops him. Mornath, you see an arrow sprout of the neck of the man, of the one cultist that was inspecting the one you froze. The other three of you, you run up as this arrow kind of just arcs over your shoulders and finds home. Next phase, it is melee does get right away.
I guess we can just try and be prepared to. Well, actually, this guy's frozen, right? Let's just tie him up.
Are you going to attack or not?
If the guy died, right?
Yeah, actually, I'll say at this point, we can just move out of combat. You know, Cormac, if you're still set on running up and swinging, I fully endorse that decision.
It's a momentum thing. Like he was already running, like
Yeah.
blade up in the air.
I
Break
understand
his
that.
heart.
So yeah, if that's what anyone is doing, if you're still running, you know, maybe Pauladine gets a sense of what's going on and slows down and, you know, maybe yells out a command for them to stop. But
All right, let's tie him. Okay.
Maguyak and Cormac. Jake, are you still attacking?
I'll kind of slow down as Paul kind of mutters like, "Wait, hold on."
Cormac.
Wait, what?
Still attacking?
I mean, he took an arrow, but as far as I'm concerned, it's still kind of all happening at
Well,
once.
yeah, there
Are
was
you
one
attacking the
dude.
dead guy?
There's one dude who's dead, and the other dude who's frozen. But I don't know if you would know that he's
Well, I
frozen.
think the question is if he's attacking the dead guy some more.
Since they're running up and I saw the arrow, can I yell out something?
Yeah, I'll let you. I'll say
All right.
we're not actually in combat.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So I'll just, don't get any more blood on the statue.
Yeah, if somebody says something, okay, fine, I won't chop the frozen guy. But my initial thought was like Cormac's not smart enough to understand it.
okay.
But
So, yeah.
okay,
You all
Don't
are
chop the
standing
frozen
there.
guy.
You know you've got about 45 seconds until your spell ends there, Mornath.
Yeah, I'd tell him, bind this guy up.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Gag.
rope. I even have wire if we want to be really unpleasant.
As the
Ooh.
lollygagger here, I make sure that we gag him.
It's a good idea.
Gag.
Good idea.
Uh-huh.
Because, so can I am like looking like a hawk, ready to go, like to the left, to the right, anywhere around. Like,
Okay.
is there in this room? I'm looking for any doors that or any like
Could
ledges,
have people coming through it.
Yeah.
So I will
I'm
reveal
very uncomfortable right now.
the walls.
I want to gear back up with whoever brought my
Yeah.
stuff.
We'll hand that over. Yeah, and definitely the guy should be gagged.
Do you want to maybe hobble him before he wakes up?
It's not
So
a bad
you
idea
see-
either.
There's a compass on this. So to the north,
Bust his knees.
there is
Yeah,
a
if there's a knot
door.
of ascent, I'll just grab an ankle.
Right
and-
there, I pinged. That's a door.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Nothing on the flanks, on the wings.
Just blank wall.
Okay. All right. And the door
So-
is the door closed or is it like a doorway?
It is closed.
Okay. I will move to one of the corners and just keep a very close eye on it with
Okay.
bow at the ready
Okay.
while they do whatever they got to do.
So yeah,
back there.
Egg, you take point, just off to the side a little bit, kind of watching that doorway. The rest of you work on tying up this cultist and gagging him. What's the
Is he
plan?
being tied with wire or rope?
I don't care.
Yeah, we could tie him up with either. The wire's gonna hurt more.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we're just going full blown torture, yeah, tie him up with the wire. I'll pull out a candle and start lighting the wire that he's tied to.
Oh dear
He
God.
likes torture.
Right to torture. Right to torture.
So
I don't
yeah,
care what you know or you don't know.
you torture tie this cultist up, and finally, when the spell wears off, he's bound, gagged, starts kind of squirming and muttering a little bit, but nothing's getting out.
Good.
So what's the plan now?
You're in a bad situation now. It could get a lot worse depending on how much you want to help us.
He just looks at you, eyes glaring with anger.
Now that looks like a person who doesn't want to be very helpful.
I won't.
I'll just look at him and I'll say, that candle burns for 2 hours, you know.
Yeah, he's squealing and squirming a little bit. Now I will say, this giant iron statue next to you, and actually I was incorrect. It's a sneering Hyperborean woman gripping a giant scythe in her left hand, with the blade resting on her shoulder, while the right hand reaches forward, palms up, fingers cupped together. And that's what they cut their hands and they poured some blood. So there's still a little pool of blood in the thing's right hand.
I'll take the dead cultist robe and kind of swab the blood out of there. Just cut
Okay.
like off a strip of it. Just no blood for you.
That's not a bad idea.
Sure.
If I'm being a dick, I might as well go all the way.
Yeah.
All right.
So, do you
So
want to try and ask him some questions?
Who is your cult? What do they do?
Yes, no.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh
start him.
yeah, the question we need to know where the kid is. That's why we're here. So
Let's just give him some like yes, no nodding things
Yeah.
instead of word questions.
okay, then ask your questions.
You know, do you know anybody named Arcturo? Yes, no.
He just glares at you.
Let's heat that wire up a little bit there.
Yeah, there we go. I'll just kind of fan the flames with the candle a bit. Like,
Now,
ooh, getting warm.
You can hear the wire, it almost starts sizzling, but definitely one thing you notice when you kind of get a better look at this person's face, they're covered in burn scars.
Oh, fuck's sake. I'll blow out the candle.
I've got an alternate idea.
Well,
You know, it's really awkward walking
the kid
without
was
a
getting a
big
Woody
toe.
there.
Maybe. Cormac, what's going on?
Relive their
Hang on.
nightmare.
Hang on. Cormac, what's going on?
I get it. You don't care about the burning, but you know what? You have a lot of duties to attend to, and you need to be able to walk to do that. And walking without a big toe is very difficult.
You break his toe?
Of course I do.
He squirms in pain. You can see he starts sweating and he goes a little bit pale from it. So
Now, this man, he is very friendly. He's going to ask us some questions, and if you make him happy, he's going to nod at me, and I won't break any more toes. But I'm impatient, and I'm going to look for him for the nods. So, talk.
all right. Are you going to go back to
Well, we'll ask him again if he knows Arcturus.
shakes his head no.
Have you seen somebody who looks like this description? And we'll give him the Arcturus description. Came in probably about a week ago.
Shakes his head yes.
Do you know where he is?
Shakes his head yes.
Is he still alive?
Does not respond.
I'm not. There won't be a head nod just yet. Then
Put my hands on the next toe.
it's a yes or no question. Is he still alive?
You can feel him as you put your hand on his toe. He's almost trembling in fear. And eventually he relents and shakes his head yes.
Can you take us to him?
Shakes his head yes.
Do we want him to take him?
He starts mumbling through his gag. He's trying to say something.
I don't really want him casting any spells or anything.
Is there like dirt on the floor here or anything?
Sure.
Or some spot?
Yeah.
Maybe we let him have one arm free. Keep him in a headlock or something like that, but let him have one arm free. You can write what you want to say, but you're not talking.
That seems fair. We got chalk. He can write with chalk.
He shakes his head no.
Well, talking's not an option, so.
He mumbles more through the gag.
Should we ask why? Do we maybe ask him which way?
Point.
He's got an arm free. He points to the door on the north.
Now the question is, do we believe him?
You could give me a wisdom test.
Sure.
So that would be, what's your wisdom score? Hang on, we're gonna do the traditional way with the D6. Your wisdom score is a 14.
It's a 14.
He's been pretty well beat up. We'll call it a 4 and 6. So roll me a D6. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yeah.
There's something he's being deceptive about here.
I assume he's being shifty and eyes are darting around as he's doing this.
Yeah. You definitely feel like he's up to something.
All right, let's try this again. Go ahead.
You snap another toe.
I'm a good person.
Let me get to his stats.
How many toes does this guy have?
All the toes.
He's got fingers
Just
too.
enough.
Don't worry. So we do know the leader's name, right? We know Quan. We know stuff about their sacrifice and everything. So there's things we do know that you can kind of test him on or expand on or something.
Cormac, as you snap this toe, he passes out.
Oh, well.
You would think a dedicated cultist would have more perseverance than that. Come
Nice.
on.
Especially one who's dedicated to taking pain. Ugh.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
fire and broken bones are two totally different types of pain.
I might have pulled it out of the socket too. I like to be very thorough when it's time for torture.
Well,
Yeah.
do we put him to rest for all of time? Or do we drag him with us and try and get more information out of him when he comes to?
I'm fine with slitting his throat right now. Anybody else? Slit his
I'm
throat,
all right.
eh?
I'm all right with
I
just
agree.
getting rid of him. We can move him off to a corner, perhaps. The two of them.
Just don't get any more blood on the statue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Move him off to a corner.
There's
Oh,
a rubble on the south. Can we hide both the bodies in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
Should we
could.
take the robes?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Hey, they're red robes. One of them's got some blood on it, but I mean,
Probably bloods right in after it dries
it
up.
doesn't show too bad.
Okay, now we just need to burn Cormac a bunch, and he'll fit in perfectly.
Oh.
Yeah. The druggie, on the other hand, is just tie and gag him. He'll still be out for. He'll be loopy for hours anyway.
Maybe we put him over by the corpses,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
he can't be seen either. Maybe we'll come back for him.
So,
I'll get my wire back.
all right. Well, what's happening now? We've got 10-ish minutes.
So it sounds like up is not the way that we want to go necessarily. Which means that backwards has at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directions we can go. I think.
Why don't
Can
you
we-
think up's the way to go?
That's my knee jerk is to go up.
Yeah, I think up's the way to go. I just think he's lying. He was lying about something else.
Can we examine this statue real quick to see if there's any anything about it, any compartments on it? Like, is the hand mechanical? Like, is it weighted? Perhaps.
Sure, you can give me this. Now, I'm going to probably call it, what's your intelligence modifier?
Oh, I think it's flat.
Okay. I'm going to call this a 2 and 6.
2 and 6. All right. Well, I'm putting this out to everybody too. While I'm.
Okay. If you got a higher
13, I think a 13 is flat. So
Okay. Yeah, if you know, got a, positive modifier.
there you go.
Oh, you do. You start looking this thing over. You've heard stories of things like this, just the way all the joints are riveted together. You think this is actually not a statue, but you maybe an automaton, a giant iron robot of some form.
Do we have the tools to take it apart?
I would say probably not.
I've got a crowbar.
Yeah.
Powered by. Would he know would it be powered by? Would it be
You
powered by
wouldn't.
blood or magic? Or
The cultists were doing something with pouring blood in its hand,
yeah.
but you're not sure what the reasoning was on that.
Okay.
Powered by human blood.
Detect magic is not something I have memorized for the day.
Oh, it might not be helpful, but I could try and do my sense evil, I think is what it was.
Can I get overwhelmed?
Yeah,
It's gonna take just a small guess on the result you'll get.
Yeah,
The berserker lights up like a candle.
I like hide behind the automaton.
Now, are you casting that, Dan?
I'm just checking to see what all it does. I have it written out here. It's a lot of scrolling, sorry. It takes concentration and it's a 60 foot, so I might be able to tell if there's other things around us too, potentially.
Okay.
That's nice.
So yeah, I'll give it a go here, and
Okay. Do you have to roll for that, or does it just happen?
it as far as I can tell, it just happens.
Okay. So the statue does not ping as anything. And you actually, that's 65 feet, you don't pick up, other than your party members, you don't pick up anything else immediately.
Okay.
There's like I'll say that there's a sense of evil just kind of permeating everything
Sure.
here.
But it isn't natively evil itself. At
Yeah,
least.
this statue, this automaton is not natively evil. Same way, like, a sword wouldn't be natively evil.
Sure, but it's not like the altar sort of thing where it
No.
resonates with evil energy.
Well, you said this thing has articulated joints, right?
Yeah.
I take some of my iron spikes, spike the joints.
Okay. Yeah. You go up with an
Nice.
iron, with your spike.
Start with the knees.
You place a spike in the knee and you give it a hammer in. And as soon as the spike enters the knee, this thing acts.
Oh,
I'm going to give it a swing. And that's probably where we'll call it with. So we'll see if we end up with
they had
a
a cliffhanger.
yeah. See if we end up with a Mornath.
A dead Mornath.
Shit. Okay.
I assume eventually we probably fight this thing.
Yeah, I was trying to hobble it before it came alive.
Yeah. Well, I will say you did sink that spike in, so at least you'll kind of given it trouble with one knee.
Sure.
I should have gone for its swinging arm.
Mornath, what's your AC?
I'm going to assume I'm taken by surprise.
Yes. So you'll.
I was not
get
really.
your-
So 4. It's still quite high.
Okay.
That's removing shield.
Hold on.
This will hit. I rolled a 14. It gets a +1, which puts me at 15, which does hit an AC 0. Or I'm sorry, an AC 4. Okay. Let me just roll this in roll 20. As it smacks you with the butt of its staff, giving you 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Glad I
And-
leveled up.
Oh my.
So, with that, this is where we're gonna pause the episode. We'll come back next session, so in 2 weeks from today, and we'll pick right back up in initiative as you deal with this giant iron automation
Murder machine.
machine as it moves into to action. So, yeah, that's an exciting point to end on.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So well. You're doing so well.
So
It was
We
pretty
made our
solid.
own excitement.
yeah,
And I'm glad we got a chance to use some of that dungeoneering goodies.
you did. Yeah.
That was awesome. I really liked how that played
The
out.
shock was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was real good. So let's go through. We'll do our pluggables again. I think the two big ones are going to be Jeff. Do you want to plug some plugs?
Adventures in Lollygagging. We play tabletop games on the internet, twitch.tv/thelollygaggers. You can catch us on Mondays with Vesson. You can catch us on Saturday with Mutineer Zero. And then tomorrow night on twitch.tv/Zweihander-RPG. You can catch us playing Zweihander there as well. If you like more Zweihander, check our podcast. Just search for Adventures in Lollygagging wherever you get podcasts. That's it.
There you go. Bert?
Hey, I run a little podcast called Of Steam, Steel, and Murder. You can find it at bluemagic.com, BLUMAGIK. Also, this Sunday on the Notorious DMG Twitch channel, we got some Shadowrun going on.
Nice.
With some faces here you will see again.
There we go. Yeah, so Jake, Jeremy, Dan, and I, we all hail from Defenders of Kobold. You can find us right here on this channel, so feel free to give a follow or sub if you want. You can catch us out on YouTube. You know, we're at Defenders of Kobold there. Twitter, you can keep up with all of the shit we got going on at Kobold Defenders. What do we got? You know, Mondays you can find me on Lollygaggers, like Jeff mentioned. Tuesdays you can find some of us over on Grim and Perilous Plays as we run through some Alien. Every other Friday we're on twitch.tv/SwyhanderRPG. Coming up next Wednesday, it's a big one. We're going to be doing the world premiere of Ziggurat of the Mega Maiden. We've got some, what do we got? We got Michael from Two Old Guy Games. Jeremy will be there. We got Brendan LaSalle, who's written all of your favorite MCC and DCC adventures, and also the Liching Hour. We may have another face there. I'm not sure quite yet. But yeah, and we actually, big thing here is we got a zine we're getting ready to put out. Dan, if you got it, you should hold it up in front of the camera.
Oh, let me go grab it.
Oh,
Jimmy
boy.
has it to read.
Oh, don't worry about it then. They've seen it before. And whatever.
Get it.
When you get it, we're still working with DriveThru RPG to get the release date. It'll be available for PDF first and then print on demand later. And no matter what you do, don't go to the itch.io address that I just posted in chat, and don't buy it there before we're ready for it.
That would be horrible.
That would be horrible.
Most unfortunate.
So yeah, that's Dan Dies in the End, a Defenders of Kobold production. We've got all sorts of great stuff in there, so check it out. Keep an eye open for it. But yeah, that's all I got. So next time you'll see the Defenders of Kobold is Friday for the Hollow Throne, our 5th ed campaign. So I don't know, till we see you again, start fires, do drugs, and wear a fucking mask. Deuces.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right.